Hey YouTubers, how you going? It's Aussie VSG Jess. I'm here for my week 3 post VSG or vertical sleeve gastrectomy post. I did miss week 2, a bit naughty, and it has been a good 10 days since my last post. I did make a mid-week 1 post with a couple of bits and pieces, RE, TMI things, bowel movements and such, after I'd seen my nutritionist. This is the 3rd time I've made this video, so bear with me. I'm just going to be basically talking about the stats for the last 2 weeks, week 2 post-op and week 3 post-op, and just that's it really. It's going to be a short one. So let's start from the beginning. I'm from Perth, Western Australia. I went in for my vertical sleeve gastrectomy or my VSG at Murdoch Hospital with Dr. Chandratna on the 5th of July 2014, so that's 3 weeks ago, last Saturday. My highest weight was 115.6 kilograms, that's 255 pounds. I did 2 weeks of a liquid diet, and then on my pre-surgery weight, so the morning of surgery, was 106.1 kilograms or 234 pounds. Week 1, I was absolutely ecstatic. I was down to 102.4 kilos or 226 pounds, and I'd lost 3.7 kilos, which is 8 pounds. As for week 2, you can't lose nearly 4 kilos every week, and I really wasn't expecting much because previous times trying diets and things like that, I usually have a massive loss, and then I have a really little one the next week, and my body just kind of balances out. But week 2, I was down to 101 kilograms or 222.6 pounds, and I'd lost a further 1.4 kilos, which is dead on 3 pounds. So absolutely ecstatic. So the first 2 weeks I was doing like a all liquids / transitioning into puree foods by probably the last 2 or 3 days. When I went and saw my nutritionist, she said that I'd done well on the puree foods, and of course I would still have to do a lot of pureed foods, but I could also I got a new program where I could transition through foods. So we started with soft foods beginning on week 3, where I had fish and well-cooked vegetables and chunky soups and things like that. So I really actually felt like I was eating properly. I had been on 4 weeks of a liquid diet, and I was just thrilled to have that first scrambled egg, and yeah, it was absolutely heaven. Anyway, so in all of this, week 3 I began eating fish, and I began eating scrambled eggs, and my calories were getting up there because I could eat a bit more, which is good. I still don't hit more than half a cup, so which is good because that's where you kind of want to sit for a good weight loss. I could prioritize my protein at this point because the protein sources seem to actually go down quite well. I know there's a little bit of controversy between do you start with a poached egg, do you start with a scrambled egg. I'm not a big fan of poached eggs, but love scrambled eggs, and was absolutely thrilled when the scrambled egg went down really easily. So had that, and later on towards the week of transitioning a bit more into having scrambled eggs and a little bit of baked beans and things like that, all mushed together, but food's food. So week 3 I was really expecting not to really go anywhere, because I was finally consuming something that my body was probably going to try and hold on to. That was confirmed by a 5-day my body took 5 days off really. It just stayed where it was, kind of sussed itself out. Day 4 it went up 400 grams, and that's what you get for weighing yourself every day. Then by day 6 I was down those 400 grams, down a further half a kilo, and then it kind of came off after this. So last Saturday was my post-op week 3 weigh-in, and I'd lost 0.8 of a kilo or 1.7 pounds. So I'm absolutely ecstatic with where I am at the moment. Total loss so far of 15.4 kilograms, which is 34 pounds. So just to think that that was only 5 weeks ago that I started even a pre-op diet it's just insane to think that 34 pounds in such an amount of time, nothing's ever worked like this. Nothing has ever changed my headspace like this. You know, honeymoon period, yes, it's still there, but you know, it's still, yeah, it still feels good and still making the right decision. So I'm happy. Looking at the losses that I have had, you know, 1.4 kilos, you know, 3 pounds, 0.8 kilos and things. I've kind of made a goal for myself that, you know, if I hit, you know, around a kilo a week, I'll be really, really happy. You know, of course, it will fluctuate between half kilo and a kilo, or, you know, 1 pound or 2 pounds. But if you really think about it, you know, when you for us Australians, when you translate things into pounds, it seems absolutely massive. You know, 1.7 pounds. You know, there's some days I feel, oh, I only lost 0.8 of a kilo. But when you say 1.7 pounds, it sounds freaking fantastic. So yeah, so if I keep doing that, that'd be good. The only question I really had for people that, you know, do watch my videos is, at this stage, you know, what were you losing? Because I kind of want to make sure that my expectations, one, aren't too high, but maybe if I'm not losing as rapidly as other people, maybe I'm doing something that I could probably refine. So the feedback would be good. You do tend to lose a little bit of the perception of, you know, other people's weight loss adventures or journeys when you do watch them in succession. I've been watching quite a few videos, and you know, you watch 3 or 4 weeks in a row, and you know, suddenly they've lost, you know, 5, 10 kilos or whatever it is, but you kind of lose the time frame that is realistic. So yeah, comment below if you have anything. Otherwise, this is just my super quick update. I do have to make my excuse. I, you know, did miss my week 2 update, and it's just because I've had an absolutely hectic start to the term. WA went back to school last week Monday, and I was not prepared at all after the 2 weeks of the VSG recovery, and didn't really do much work at all. So I had lots of things to prep for the class, lots of, you know, decorations to put up and scrapbooks to do and planning to do and things like that, and other teachers will know what it's like. Really, I did it in 4 days, and then I got an email the Friday before saying, oh, can you run a professional development session on, you know, some internet thing? And I was like, yeah, cool, that's fine, but I'm gonna have to do it sitting down. Anyway, so yeah, so sorry I haven't updated. I will be doing my updates a lot more regularly every week. I, you know, will make that my goal. Otherwise, I don't think there was much else to say. Oh, I'm gonna try and go out for a couple of walks this week. It was on my, you know, doctor's notes that, you know, you should be walking around and things like that. And I'm quite active at school, and, you know, I'm not sedimentary. Yeah, I think that's the word. Yeah, I don't just sit down, you know, after school and that's kind of it. I do move around and things like that. But even though it's winter here and it does bucket most days, and really when I get from school I only have an hour of sunlight left, I'm going to try and go out for at least 20 minutes a couple of times a week to see whether that kind of moves things along as well, and just get myself back into it. Can't wait to go back to the gym. I'm an avid gymmer a couple of times a week, and my membership is on suspension for another month because they allowed me to do that. And so yeah, looking forward to that. But otherwise, I will see you next week for week 4 update. And hopefully, for those people that follow me on Facebook, I will have lost that 200 grams, and I will be in undy-land because I'm so close. I was a little bit devastated when I didn't get there last week. That's okay, it doesn't matter. And I don't think I'll be videoing a cartwheel, which people have requested, but I will definitely be doing one. So we'll see how we go. Anyway, see you later. Bye.